Steam Next Fest is over, and I wanted to talk about my experience as a first-time participant. For those new here, I'm making a narrative mystery game called A Week in Paradise. It's my first commercial project, and I've been working on it since February of last year. I'll be going over my numbers and my progress I've been making on the game. If you're just interested in the numbers, I went into Next Fest at 219 wishlists, which is rather low. During the event, I gained 158 wishlists, or a 70% increase. I'm grateful to everyone who wishlisted, because every bit of support means a lot. Nonetheless, in terms of the scale of Steam, it's still a really small number. Like, really small. I did think of delaying things to participate in Summer Next Fest, but I want to keep myself on track, but I'm still really happy with the results. There were a lot of great demos this Next Fest, and I especially recommend looking into the dungeon experience. I found myself laughing the whole time. It's a multi-level marketing scheme turned into a visual experience. I highly recommend it. But compared to these other games, I'm just a nobody in the sea of increasingly more games. I know the magic 7,000 number should be the goal, but then I remember that each wishlist represents someone that believes in my game. And these numbers don't feel so small anymore. Since this is my first Steam game, I'm keeping my expectations low. My first goal for this game was around 500 wishlists. I'm happy to report, as of this recording, we're almost there. I'm still really nervous what the official release is going to look like. I'm keeping focused on just making the game as polished as I can. And I don't know about other devs, but my priority right now is making the game good. Marketing is important, extremely so. I've learned that firsthand. However, diverting too much of my attention to the numbers takes away from my end goal, which is making a game that leaves an impression. So, what does that mean for my game right now? I'd say the game is 90% on its way to being ready for a full playtest. I've fully drafted the script, which took way longer than expected. I finished it up in February, and I had realized there was a big plot hole in the last few chapters. It just didn't make any sense. I brainstormed for a few days until I found a way to reconnect it to the main plot. Catching this plot hole gave the story a lot more depth, but it really helped drive some of the remaining art. Speaking of the art, almost all of the art is done. Just have a few more animations, a few more UI elements, and a few more pixel arts, and that'll be everything. Not many know this, but when I was working on my fan game several years ago, I developed carpal tunnel. So I have to pace myself in all levels of production, especially art, or risk a flare-up. This has really hindered my progress, so I've been really happy to be able to meet my own deadlines. Although I wish I could say it was finished already. So this is your reminder to stretch and take plenty of breaks. Almost all the game systems are functional. Building a save system was as much of a nightmare to execute as I feared. I ended up doing a 26-hour caffeine-powered coding sprint to get the bulk of it done. I don't recommend that, but it did work for me, and the save system works. Let me know if you want me to break it down on how I handled it. Right now I'm focusing on making the UI functional and smooth, which is the majority of the coding that's left. That being said, we're getting really close to the finish line. So far, 6 of the 7 chapters are complete. I estimate there's about 100 hours more work left, outside of playtesting. I'm hoping to announce a release date sooner than expected, so keep a lookout. If you're here this far, I really appreciate the support. It's been keeping me motivated, even as production has been more intense. During this whole project, I've been constantly flipping between downing my game and being really excited to show everyone what I've made. I hope to live up to the amazing feedback I got in the demo. Now I'll be getting back to my grind set, but if you're interested on a deeper dive into my dev process, look out for the next video where I'll be making a tutorial on how I'm using the Dialogic add-on for Godot to make my text and cutscene system. Until then, remember to stretch, eat an ice cream for me.